Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's the daily news today, live at 2-ish, probably more like 2:15 today. Little bit slower day, there's not a ton going on, to be honest, but there is some new stuff. I want to start off, I'm just going to go to my Showdown Store. I need to do my Showdown matches still today. Got some more TP last night when I got to the levels here. We're obviously going to take the red TP. At half off, no question. And I'm gonna hold off on those. So that's in the Showdown Store today. We're really looking for Starfill frags for Showboat for Santa Hogan. That has been a journey. Um, Also, don't forget to daily do your faction stuff and make sure you're buying these daily, especially the gold ones. They're a huge bottleneck for leveling up your promoters. It's something you should buy every day without fail. The gold and probably the silver, no question. Just for example, if you look at my promoters, I have almost all the showdown ones now, but you can see the slowdown is, in fact, gold tokens. And they're slowdown everywhere. This one, I might be able to... This one is silver, so I can take her up to 3-star gold now. But then it'll be gold tokens from there. And he'll be, silver as well, right? So almost enough to do both of those two to gold, 3-star gold. So we'll do that. Yeah, so that's how that's looking. But make sure you get those every day. Super important. Let's go right to the tours. I've completed all of them. So speed tour, make sure you do that. I was just playing early today, right at reset. I was kind of waiting to see if anything else would happen, see if anything was in the Discord, because it's a little bit slower day, the official Discord. There really isn't much there. We did get 2 new tours today in here. Tropic Like It's Hot, which requires the Snoops, which I don't have any of, so I just used my Acrobat Cena and went through all of the nodes, no problem. And then Shell Yeah, which requires LA Knight, who I don't have, so I just used Mellow, because it's modern era, so that's who I used and went through all of those. And I still have my... So those all expire 24 hours. Make sure and get them done. I still have some steel cage matches to see if I can beat. So 24 hours on those. Rusev Tour, you still got 3 days, plenty of time. Victory Tours, 3 days. 18 hours on the muscle in the... 18 days, I'm sorry. My bad. And then the Beach Brawl Tours, there's going to be some that end Friday. So these ones, you want to make sure and get done. These two. So that's kind of your expiring tours. I do want to talk... This is a first for my free-to-play, by the way. The Boardwalk Bash solo contest. First time, I think, ever, I've completed the gold chest, and I actually got into the bonus milestones. Not entirely sure how. I will absolutely take it. I guess I had 1 CSS, which is very abnormal for me. So this was a really nice event for me. I got all of the armory currency. Typically armory I struggle very, very badly in. You can see I'm all the way rank 11,000, even with getting all of those. I haven't spent any though, because I'm saving mine, so that's part of it. So yeah, that's been a nice surprise. A really solid event. Got some tier 6 medals. Let's see what I got. They're still in my box. Because I got the takedown and the fury, it looks like is what I got. Yeah, yep. I have to clean out and sell some medals, for sure, to get those 6s put in before they disappear. So we got to do that. Let's see, what's next? Let's check the store. There are a couple interesting offers today. It's the dual packs for the elite loot and the boardwalk loot both, so it's 2-for-1 pricing. A lot of times there's one loot a month where they do a 3-for-1, so if you're somebody that saves for that, you might consider it. These aren't the worst loots to pull on though, so I will say that. You could do worse, for sure. But this deal, Hall of Fame Snoop, if you want to get him, $4.99 if you don't have him, at 6-star bronze, and 3 of the boardwalk pulls. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's a really good deal. I have no issue with somebody buying that. Snoop Dogg Trickster, same deal. He also is red move damage coach, 40%. There are other ones that do 40 now, but it's there, so honestly really like that. Finale pack, if this got you a milestone that meant something to you, okay, it's not bad for $10, right? 5 pulls and points. This is 10 pulls, points, TP. So, you know, like if it got you a meaningful milestone, which I doubt it will, but let's say like Kamala shards, if it gets you into the Kamala shards in here, if $20 did, right? Like then, I mean, you know, I can't see how it would point wise. I don't think that maths, but maybe you had more CSS and stuff. $20 for like 200 Kamala shards would be outstanding, right? So, but yeah, I don't know that you're there. Just do the math on that. If you're not sure how the math is, just go in here. You get 30,000 per boardwalk loot coin, right? So it would be 300,000 and 250,000, 550,000 points for $20. Plus the other stuff, right? So those finale packs are actually decent too, and so are the Snoop ones. Seems like. Glowing Fate we talked about earlier. Guaranteed Shards we talked about earlier in the week. So I think that's it for new stuff. Talked about these already. I think that's going to be it. Let's claim my free daily bag, see if any fireworks happen. Not so much, but a lot of keys. Okay, cool. That's cool. And yeah, I think I'm going to do one other thing. So here, let me show you guys how I've been doing on the A tiers. So like I have Boss Man, but I focused on him on prize walls for it took me 2 months of prize walls to get Boss Man. And Bundy, I don't have, and I haven't focused on him on prize walls. I'm still 800 away. Last month's Becky, I focused on, I got some on one prize wall, right? 1309, so I need 700 more. So just to give you some perspective where I am this month on black, 465, and we're not quite halfway. So I've been tracking about 1,000 shards of the A tier, right? And then I have to try and get them on event prize walls, which takes about 2 months if I focus on one of them. So now I'm focusing on Becky because Bundy doesn't mean much to me, and neither will Black. So yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Just for some reason, if you're curious, I don't get very far on these. Julia, though, I'm at 680, actually kind of doing better than Black, which is funny. And let's see, who was the S last month? Was it El Grande, right? Just to give you guys some perspective. 1,000. I only got 1,000, right? So I'm doing much better on Julia than I did on El Grande, but I'm also doing better on the events so far this month. And the month before El Grande, who was the S tier? I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember. I'd look him up for you guys. So there's that. And yeah, let's look at the loot. I think that's it today. Pretty short. So the elite loot is the new one. These are pretty interesting. Featured's 1%. There are, of course, 24 pulls for a mega. So you basically have to do 100 pulls, 4 megas. Odds are to hit a featured. So, you know, not good odds you're hitting it. Mega rare are 38%. Super rare 45, and interestingly enough, very rare, lower than super rare, right? Which means that you're most likely only one mega rare in a mega pull for $100, and then super rare guaranteed in the super rare higher guaranteed in the 4 pull. So it is interesting to note that super rare is your highest chance. It's called super rare. That's so they can give you a better chance to get shards of Aleister Black, the A tier. When very rare is much more desirable. So I would pull all of these either single or mega pull. I wouldn't do the 4 pull for black shards at all. Anyway, featured, which you have very little chance of getting, it's the posters, full cards, and the this month ones are Kamala and Muda. Both really good, right? Really good. And if you look down here, you're most likely getting shards 5 to 100, and that's why it's only a 15% rate. So if you figure, let's see, what, 4 pulls is a 60%, so you're talking like 7 pulls to odds of hitting one of the very rares, right? And then it's between one of those two and probably like 25-ish shards. So it's good in the sense if you're close, but it's also not good because you're probably mostly getting black shards. That's what's tilted the highest. Second highest is, interestingly enough, though, is Julia. So if you don't normally recruit Julia and you normally get close, then maybe it's one that's a little bit better to do. But yeah, I don't particularly, in theory, these are really good loots, right? In theory. I don't tend to like them because they don't, and I don't pull for them, because they don't feed any contest, no guaranteed, right? And it's very expensive for very few pulls. So you can do with that what you will. There is the dual pack, so if you're, it's just burning a hole in your pocket. But the last few months we have had a week where we get a 3-in-1 pulls, so 3 sets of megas for 100 or 3 sets of 7 pulls or the equivalent, for 20. So if you really want to wait, I would wait for one of those. I don't think it's like super duper amazing, but again, if you're just a few shards from Muda or Kamala and that's, just burning a hole in your pocket, it is at least a double loot. And we talked about the other one yesterday, which isn't terrible. So that's mostly it. I guess let's just take a look at the faction feud. No new info. The CSS or the CSS. I'll just kind of show you what my free-to-play will look to run. To be honest, I don't think I have any of the CSS since I don't have Becky, and the CSS are like brutal for this one. So I most likely will run Piper. I won't even fill a lane, one, because there's no reason. And I'll run Tiffany, and the minimum is 3. And then I will probably run some lower person to keep my talent low, right? I'm not sure who yet. Maybe somebody like Liv. And if we have eras where we have to get wins with, that works out because she's my new gen, and then I'll just rotate people in for eras. In which case, let's say we do have the eras. I don't know yet. You know what I mean, guys, where sometimes you have to win Ruthless Aggression, Legend, blah, blah, blah. I would probably just start this way then instead of Piper, and Tiffany will kind of remain there the whole time, and then I'll rotate my era wins in here. So like this would be my attitude. This would be one of these two, Ruthless Aggression. Hopefully we don't have to win like PG and stuff, and this would be my new gen, right? Hall of Fame is, I don't think is unfortunately Bella. I had to go through that the last time, who's not good. So yeah, for lady, era restrictions are really, really hard for me. So hopefully we don't have those. And I'm not taking advantage of any of the boosts, right? I'm just using my good superstars. Although it looks like there is a red boost to red move damage, which certainly Piper won't bother Piper, right? And blue gems helps a little bit on Tiffany. Leeches help on Tiffany if you run the leech builds. I don't, because I'm running the move damage because I have the Tiffy plate that I managed to get the same time I got her. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for feud. We'll run the minimum 3 the whole time. One medium Tiffany, which is all medium for most people, but high for me, and then 1 low in the open slot. If there's error requirements. If there's no error requirements, I'll probably still run lowish, right? I don't want to go over 70k with my roster. So I usually always run like a fodder in here that can get pretty easy wins against lower talent people, right? So somebody like Liv, who's newer, would apply. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for feud. I'm ignoring the hype slots on this one. The only hype lady I'll bring is Tiffany because that's the only one I have. And that's fine, right? Just run low and it is what it is. So that's my plan for feud on this account. And was there anything else I was going to talk about today? I don't think so. Like I said, shorter news day. So let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And see you tomorrow in the news. Deuces. Yeah, I can't believe I got that far on the event on the free-to-play. That's crazy. Very happy about that, actually.